Welcome to another episode of Time, Talent, Treasure Radio from Tejas Financial Group. Tejas Financial is a company that specializes in helping retirees and pre-retirees build purposeful retirement plans. Custom plans that not only help clients steward their treasure, but their time and talent as well. They believe that if you're taken care of financially, you go even further to make the family, community, and kingdom impact you truly desire to make, which is the ultimate purpose of wealth. If you'd like to set up a no-cost, no-obligation meeting with one of their financial advisors, give them a call at 222-4236. You can request a meeting at tejasfinancial.com or simply stop by their office on 19th Avenue Southwest in Wilmer.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Time, Talent, Treasure Radio. And again, I'm your host, Ben Tejas. I'm excited to be continuing this series of sitting down with our financial advisors that work at Tejas Financial Group. And today joined again in part two with Matt Hoekstra. So Matt, last week we were kind of winding down the show, and you had told a story about a client that was in kind of towards the end of their life. I mean, not the end of life, but certainly more second half, late planning of their life. And it was, what am I going to do with this house and how long-term care and the different planning needs. Today, I know you want to share a story more of somebody that's just getting started with a new business. So tell me and the listeners a little bit about that story and kind of how you were able to step in and help this young business owner.
Yeah, so the young business owner found himself in the place that many business owners are in today, in how do I find and keep good people? So it was really, hey, I want a retirement plan. I want you to help me set up a retirement plan so I have added benefits. And so through that conversation, we got talking about how much we should be putting into retirement. And everybody has a different need based on what they're spending and what they want their retirement to look like. There's the Dave Ramsey approach where 15% of your gross income should be going in. And he had made the comment, I tend to live really conservatively now so that hopefully one day I can retire. And I just started kind of pressing him on that a little bit. And I get the chance to sit with people all the time who, maybe have larger account balances than they ever thought. Mm-hmm. And they're trying to figure out what to do with that. And we started talking through that, and I gave him a kind of a personal story of mine. A couple of years ago, my wife brought up the idea of taking the kids on a trip somewhere. And I didn't want to spend the money. It was all dollars and cents to me. And I was in that same boat of, we've got retirement to save for. We've got things coming up that we need to pay for. I don't want to do this, and of course we went, and
she was right.
And it was, one of the best memories we have with the kids now. And so I walked him through that a little bit, and I just said, I have to be careful who I tell that to, because there are people that will take that way and run with it and just start being really irresponsible with money. I know this client isn't going to do that. I know that he's not going to just flip a switch and change the way he views money and start just spending, like it's going out of style. But I just challenged him on finding the perfect balance between living today and living for tomorrow.
Yeah.
And so to me, running out of money is people's biggest fear. I think the next biggest shame is, maybe not, shame may not be a good word, but the next biggest problem is passing away with a ton of money. That, to me, is opportunities that you could have taken to impact your own life or impact the lives of others around you. And I think that's the big component of just finding that perfect balance.
Yeah, there's so many things, Matt, that you just said that I want to go back and just unpack a little bit. I think too many times I've seen the same thing, in my careers. You meet with people and they save by deferring life. And I think tax deferral, in fact, that's really what we're trying to talk about in the last couple shows, was retirement plans and contribution limits and all these things that we as financial advisors talk with our clients. But at the end of the day, that many people look at that as, it's some tax deferral. I'm putting money away. Someday, hopefully, I'm taxed at a lower rate. And that's the idea. That's tax deferral. But what bothers me is when you end up doing life deferral instead of tax deferral. And that's, I think, what you're talking about is this young man, if you're too careful. And there's some people that should take and get more tax deferral, should get more tax money put away in a tax deferred account. But there are people out there that find that they actually saved too much. And usually that conversation happens with that 80-year-old that we see sitting across the table that has more money coming in than they did while they were working, and when they needed it to do more experienced things with their families, right, and to enjoy it. I have yet to come across an 80-year-old or an 85-year-old that's like, I just wish I had saved more money. It's almost always the opposite, where I wished I had taken opportunities to impact my family and allow us to experience things. To your point, the trip that you actually went on. So if you're listening today and you're starting to think, man, I think I am deferring my life by what I'm saving, we need to talk. And I think Matt, our team would love to talk with you, because I think that's something that when we individualize and we tailor plans to people like you just did with that client, they end up, the light bulb comes off. It's like, oh yeah, I might not enjoy spending money in my 80s like I do in my 40s and 50s. And certainly my kids will enjoy me spending it more now with them versus giving it to them someday. So I'm looking forward to the next conversations, because I think the wisdom that you have, Matt, and with your background, as you talked about last week's show, with helping people with really the mindset behind their money, is so valuable. Yes, we've got tools and techniques and the plans and everything else, but I'm just excited for the next few shows. And if people want to come in and talk to one of our advisors about this or retirement plans, we'd love to sit down and talk with you anytime.
Do you need ways to help steward your time, your talent, and your treasure? If so, Tejas Financial Group can help. Now is the time to set up a no-cost, no-obligation meeting. You can do this one of three ways. Number one, give them a call right now at 222-4236. You can request a meeting online at tejasfinancial.com, or you can just stop by their office located on 19th Avenue Southwest in Wilmer. I'm Jared Sebesta. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Time, Talent, Treasure Radio. We'll see you next time.
Securities offered through Avantax Investment Services. Member FINRA SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through Avantax Advisory Services. Insurance services offered through an Avantax affiliated insurance agency.